Hey there, fellow server enthusiasts. Welcome back to our Ubuntu Network Server course. In this video, we're diving into the exciting world of SSH, also called Secure Shell. So it's remote access through the command line. It's the key potential to unlocking the true power or potential of your server. So let's get started. Before we dive in, let's talk about SSH. SSH is a secure way to remotely access your server through the command line. So, of course, we are not gonna remote access inside our server itself. We will do it from another computer. This can be a Windows computer, a Mac computer, another Linux computer, or even your phone. So, with the command line, you can remotely access, and it's very handy for server administration. It's like having a magic portal to your server, wherever you are. First, let's see if SSH is installed on your server. Open a terminal and type SSH-V. So you'll see SSH is installed on the server. If it's not, we'll install it shortly. So if you don't see any reply, we're just gonna type this command. I type sudo in front because we're gonna install something which needs you to be root or administrator. So sudo takes care of that, and then the command is apt, the Ubuntu package manager, install, and the OpenSSH server is the program. So press enter, and then type your password. So you'll see in my computer it's already installed because I installed it during the installation. Now we have to make sure that this SSH service is up and running. For that, we can use this command. So you should see that it's active and it's running. Now, if it is not, you can restart it or stop it and start it by typing that after it. Okay, so you might want to enable SSH automatically every time your server boots up. You can do that with this command. So if you do that, then it will automatically start, just like in the screen here. When we start the computer, it's running the the secure shell server. Now, because it's already enabled, I'm not gonna run that command. You can configure it. Now, guess where this configuration is stored? That's right, the etc directory. So we can go into the etc directory. And from here, we can open a file called sshd-config. So you can do that with whatever editor you want. I'm gonna pick Nano for this because it's really simple for this video. So we're gonna open this file, etc ssh sshd-config. Inside this file, you can customize how SSH works on your computer. For example, you can change the default port it listens to. It's like the communication line. You can disable password authentication in favor of some more secure methods, or change other things, maybe maximum possible retries, or maximum people that can log into the server, and so on. So we don't really have to change anything now. But if you change the file, make sure to restart SSH. So you can do that with this command. So every time you change your config file, run that command to change it. Now the config file, remember, is inside etc ssh ssd_config. That's the config file. So far, we only looked at remote access stuff on the server itself, which might confuse you a bit because it's remote access, so we access it from another computer. Well, let's get to that now, because what we did so far is just configuring the service on the server that lets us remotely connect to it. But we're not actually connecting yet, right? So let's do that. We open another computer, which could be a Windows computer or anything else. And from here, we can open a terminal. Now this computer doesn't have to be Windows, it can be a Mac, it can be another Linux computer, it can be a BSD variant or whichever operating system. You can even do it from your phone. So we type SSH, then your username. Now, if you don't know your username on a Linux system, you can type the command who am I, enter. And then you want to type the @ symbol, similar to when you use email. Now, it seems my keyboard is configured as a different keyboard layout. Okay, here we go. We need the @ symbol and then the address, the network address of your computer. Remember, we could see that with the command IP space A. That shows you your network address. So we can type that 192. It will be different on your computer, so don't type the same IP address. Type the one that is showing in the IPA command. Okay, type yes when they ask. Type your password. And now you're inside the Ubuntu computer. See, we have here, welcome to Ubuntu. So we can now remotely control the Ubuntu server from our Windows box. Awesome. So if you enter your password correctly, you now can completely control your Ubuntu server from your Windows computer. And anything you do affects directly that box. So if I type who am I, you'll see Frank. And we can do anything. For example, if I were to type reboot or sudo reboot, it will restart the server. It won't restart Windows, it will restart the server. And that's just one of the commands you can do. You can do any Linux command, any server command. Now we are remotely controlling the computer, similar to desktop on Windows or other systems, but they usually have graphical interfaces. So now we are remotely controlling the computer, the server, using the terminal. So far we used a password to log in. Now that's not necessarily the most secure. So for even better security, you can consider using SSH keys for authentication instead of passwords. But it's a topic that is outside of the scope of this video. SSH is a really powerful tool because it opens endless possibilities to managing computers remotely. So it's secure, it's versatile, and it's a must-know for any server admin. So thank you for joining in this video. Keep exploring, keep learning, keep securing your Ubuntu network server. If you have any questions that you'd like to drop, just ask them and I'll get back to you.